Hello, and as always, welcome to another Retro Robbins show. The last one was a couple of weeks ago. Didn't go down quite as well as I would have liked it to, but nevertheless, we've got a good show for you today. We've got a complete game from the man that brought you Triangle, Circle and Square, and he's done it again. His game is now released and will be available to download on itch. I've got the exclusive first play of that back, well, a couple of months ago now when he was working on it, but now I've got the complete game, so I'm going to give it a play and I'm going to give it a rating, and it's a very impressive game indeed. In a moment or two, we're going to have a look at the cover of Crash issue number 5. In this series of Retro Robbins, we're going through every magazine in the number order from 1 up to 5 so far. Number 5 is where we're at, where we review the Crash Smashes from out of that particular magazine. Yes, I know I did say that I wasn't going to touch the Crash Smashes once I've got that particular badge of honour. I was to leave them alone. We was going for less obscure games. There's an obscure game that I'd like to play again in a blast from the past. This was from Crash issue 4, and I never got to play it on last week's show because I wanted to keep it within that hour slot. We will also be playing some more Commodore games. Ooh, that'll be good. And see what the Commodore has got to offer. Why not? After all, we've got the Zap in April coming up soon. August. August the 12th at the Holiday Inn in Kenilworth is worth going to. If you haven't got yourself a ticket, you better hurry because they're selling out fast. What a fantastic event that is going to be. Yeah, we're going to have all the Commodore stuff. We're going to have a few arcade machines. The Amiga team are going to be there. And of course, as always, Retro Computer Museum, RCM, will be supporting the whole event too. Big thanks to Andy and his team from there. As always, today's show is run on the Engo, the clone of the Spectrum Next. And Emo at the moment, I haven't had him dancing because he's a little bit flat on his battery, so indeed he needs a charge. And as always, we can just say, let's get on with today's show. I do love it when I start with a great AY tune, playing from the Toast track, of course, and the tune in the background is from the great game Collider Rider. Right, let's have a look at this Crash cover. Indeed, quite a nice looking Crash cover with the words in bold writing, "The One Big Software Magazine," and that is a statement in itself. The picture projected on the screen there is of 3D Star Strike, I believe. It looks like it's a Star Wars clone, you know, which is where it's flying between those trenches, and whether that doesn't look like any particular Star Wars vehicle I've seen. But we've all seen that particular scene from out of Star Wars. 3D Star Strike, well, that was a game that was based on the Star Wars arcade cabinet without actually saying Star Wars. It was a rip-off of that, but it was a very good conversion of that particular game, and one that I used to play a lot back in the day. However, there was a mechanic on it I didn't like. The one where, I know this is the way it's meant to be, where you pull down and I wanted the cross to go down, and when you push up I want the cross to go up. But actually it's reverse, because when you push down, when you push up, you go upwards. You bank down, don't you? You push down to go down and you pull backwards to go up. And because that whole thing flipped around, I got confused with the controls, and I always found it quite awkward to play. Flipping through this magazine then, we've got a couple of great, that is brilliant. Don't just love the Ultimate Play the Game logo. The guys from Ashley Delazeus, the Saber Wolf, but that's not the game that we're going to be looking at as the Crash Smash. That's not actually reviewed in this particular magazine. This one is, yeah, Beyond Software, 48k, £7.95, and I love the way that games always say machine code. Not basic, but machine code. Well, why did they state that these was machine code? The reason is simply because if you saw the words machine code, you knew you was going to get a better game than you would probably ever get in basic. However, that being said, there was one or two great basic games out there. This particular game, by the way, was very tricky and hard to play. For that reason, I need to use footage, and I very rarely do that. It's cheating, I know. Well, I'm a cheat. Don't deny that. Let's have a look at the ratings. Its overall rating got 91%. use the computer, and all the rest of the ratings are there for you to see. I've auto-inlined that a little bit, haven't I, really? But I don't agree that it's 91%, and I will digress on that in a moment. I'll tell you more on that as I go through the playing of it without actually playing it myself. Yeah, the good little write-up there. The screen looks great. The loading is not too bad, you know. Still a long time. As a kid, 5 minutes seemed like an eternity, didn't it, really? And there we go. The actual screen itself. And of course you've got the use of keyboard or joystick. Right, I don't know what to say about this game. Well, really, it's a weird sort of concept of a game. So the main objective is you will get aliens trying to land their ships, dropping their sort of robots in there, which will sort of sabotage your base. You've got to stop them. Your main playing field is that little white box there, and a little bit going across the screen you can see what is happening, or whether there's anything travelling towards you. The game itself, well, it's, as I say, you got 91%. I didn't exactly agree with that rating, to be honest. So we're travelling along the, as you can see, the actual little sprite looks a little bit like Short Circuit, doesn't it, in a way, the robot. Whether it was based on that, I don't think so. Great graphical backgrounds. You can see between all 6 different ones. And by flicking through those or pressing those particularly, you know, you've got a report, you can see a ship. You've then got to find out what's been dropped, and as you can see, it's there. Catch up with it and give it a good shooting. Destroy it, basically. Yeah, I just found this game kind of difficult to play. It was awkward. It was graphically great, but I didn't enjoy it. I'll be honest, I didn't enjoy it. It looked the part, and it very often looked the part in the magazine itself. Oh, I've lost my internet there. But I didn't find it appealing. Marks out of 10. Do I believe it was a good rating? No, not really. I didn't really appreciate it, so I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I didn't think it was a crash smash. Don't know if you agree. Did you have a better experience of it than I did? I'll be eager to hear your comments. Turboboat Simulator. This is a game that's escaped me. For the Commodore 64, we're going to have a look and give it a play, and I'm going to give it a rating. Well, I'm going to give it marks out of 10. I've seen this played online a couple of times, and I thought, well, you know what? It looks like a good Commodore game. Whether I'll get to grips with it using my handy little red beast of a joystick, that's to go with my red beast of a Spectrum. I wonder what happened to that prize that I gave away, the red beast. Cracking tune. Bear a Grudge, played from the +3, which was a bit iffy trying to get this one to work for your music in the background. Great one. It was given away, wasn't it? This was the Sinclair Programs, was it? Sinclair User magazine game. 128k. Great version. 48k as well. But the 128k music was by Dave Rogers. So it was well written, to be fair. It's quite good. Written by Chris Woods. Bear a Grudge. Great game. Very playable game, actually. Right, but that's not what we're here to do. We're actually here to check this particular game out. For that, we can't have the Bear a Grudge music because this has got its own SID sound, which in a moment you'll get to see the full effects of. So we've killed that music off because this game's nearly loading and is about to start. I love the coloured little effects of the old Commodore loading there. Wow, 1988. Seems like only yesterday. Here we go then. And we got a blank screen. Ah, there we go. got a gradual SID build up, hasn't it, this one? Right, let's have a look at the options. Free for keyboard control, or let's press F3 because we want to go for joystick. There we go. Sound effects F5 is on and off. We want the sound effects on, don't we? And 7 to play game. At first listen, not glance, I was going to say first glance, the SID sound, it's nice, and I don't want to talk over it too much. Not bad. I don't know how well that'll be picked up on my microphone, of course, because that's exactly what it is. It's between me and the TV, so whether that can pick up a good, give it justice to the actual SID sound that's coming out there, but it's really quite good. I could do with fitting some speakers out my television to amplify that sound a little bit. Right, I think we've had enough. Let's play the game. So, Turbo Boat, let's press fire to start. Oh, straight into the action. Now do I... Oh, I've crashed already. Wow, nice looking explosion. Nice looking background as well. And I have noticed straight away... You're actually okay. Oh, crashed into that straight away, haven't I? So let's try and survive a little bit longer. I've used a bridge to ramp over that. I don't know if they're actually hitting me, but they must be getting awfully close. Nice scrolling, and I like the bike drift, even though I drifted straight into the smallest of islands there and crashed straight away. Nice sound effects as well there. Ooh, I keep crashing because I'm rubbish. But I'm loving the game. Game over. Okay, so let's try it with the sound effects off. Does that mean it'll just play the music? Yeah. So you can have the music playing, all the sound effects on this. Oh, so great joystick, by the way. I've got a great joystick, but it's really sensitive. Well, that was good. Look, oh, there's a U-boat there. I like the way the boat drifts up and down slightly. It's got a little shadow underneath. By going up, the shadow's down. See how it moves very fractionally. That was a good one. Oh, that was just in time. Do I have to destroy something here in order to get across there? Or do I just try and ramp it? But I think I'll be starting on the opposite side. I could go back and play this for ages. Right then, I'm not going to play it for too much longer because I'm obviously clearly not very good at it. So let's give it a rating. Well, if I can get into that game, for a Commodore game that I've never seen before, I'm really impressed with the little scrolling, the colourful effects of the explosion, and the various different little bits of graphics going on in the background. SID tune's nice, but how long of a loop it has got, I didn't really give it a long enough play, did I, to give it any justice. Is this a game that you've played on your particular Commodore, or is it one that you might want to play today? Marks out of 10 then. At first glance, I'm going to give that a 7.5 out of 10. Do you agree? Remember to leave your comments in the comments below. Next Commodore game we've got up, I found, is off a cover tape. What to do with me cover tape? I have no idea. I'm only laughing because I know what's coming up. I don't know how badly I'm going to be. From that, yeah, there's that. The game Munchie. It's a Pac-Man clone. It doesn't seem to be having any sound with it, so I've had to provide a bit from a beeper sound. Does anyone recognise the sound? If you can name the game, I'll give you a few minutes. It's a bit of a remix actually. It's the second release. Right, we're in, we're away, we're ready to play, are we? Yes, there you go. Nice opening little smiling face. and I've got my joystick ready to play. So I'm going to give it a good one. Right, love the colourful munchkin there. That's very reminiscent of a Spectrum, isn't it, when you got just pure bright colours like that. Look, good little presentation. Very good little presentation. So I'm impressed with that straight away. Now, I believe to play the game we just press fire, do we? Yeah, we do indeed. Once you're playing this game, you're playing this game for good. So it's a demo I've got. I haven't got the original game. One life only in the arcade levels. Ooh. Okay, press Q to quit at any time. I'll bear that in mind. Now the same text, for a minute there I thought it was rewriting the text, it's just changing the colour of the text. So until you press go, there we are on this Pac-Man. The difference between this Pac-Man clone, it's not exactly Pac-Man, it's Munchman, isn't it? Have you noticed there's no loads of pills going around the screen? There's, oh, that caught me out straight away. They're sort of moving on you, so you've got to catch up and keep up with them, really. The ghosts there are a little bit tricky to catch with. Is he going to... Yeah, I just about got him in time before he changed. I'll try and kill off a couple more. Yeah, 2 of them down. You know, the last thing to catch will be the power pill, won't it? So, you're done for. Oh, got it. First level cleared. Second level gets slightly harder because when you're moving, the maze disappears. So, you know, you have to stop moving in order to know what's happening with the joystick, and because you're concentrating on that, that's why I forgot that my timer had run out there, and then goes straight back to the first level. And so that's the only downfall, because it's a playable demo, it's not going to let you carry on too much longer. So for me to show you any further on this game, I actually need to do well, and everybody knows that when I'm playing games, doing well and playing games, they don't compute, do they? Oh look, look, just stay down there where I don't want you to be, so I can't get those pills. Oh, that's alright then. Now he's going to regenerate, but I'm going to get this. I'm going to get this. Come on, give it here. Give it here. Oh! Yes! Celebration! See if we can get the second level out of the way then. Back. Oh, no way! So close, yet so far. Oh, brilliant. Now if I can, I'm going to try and get one more level. So first level's fairly easy because you can see the maze. They are tricky little ghosts to avoid though, I must admit. Very responsive on the controls, so I'm impressed with that too. I've never had to chase a pill before. I've avoided them, but I've never had to chase them. Emo's playing a game of his own there, so he's obviously got bored of me, haven't you, Emo? I know he's playing. Just taking a look. Helps to have a good memory, doesn't it? Come over this side of the maze, please. Yay! I'm having that, thank you. Thank you. Can I get that pill? Yeah. I've got them all! I've got them all! Great! I've got to the next level. That's something I didn't expect to get to. Level changes again. In fact, the sprite to the Pac-Man changes again. The map's completely different this time round. Got ya. I think it helps if you can destroy them before... Oh yeah, we've got a bomb. Want to be nowhere near that when it explodes. So I've only got a certain amount of time in order to get all of them before you die. Impressive, very hard, but not a bad take on a Pac-Man game. And for the Commodore 64, I found it very playable. The only thing that lets it down is the fact that I've had to provide my own sound. Did you guess the game in the background? The game was a Batman game for the Spectrum, of course. Beeper rather than AY. What do you think of this game? Do you think you could play it? Do you like Pac-Man in general? This new take on Pac-Man I kind of enjoyed, and yeah, I thought it was pretty good. 8 out of 10 then. Now then, as I promised, I'm going to check this Night Law out for the Atari 800. Music please. Can you guess which game this is from? AY tune provided there by the Toasty Rack. Great one. Good game. I'll let it play a little bit, shall I? Anyway, my point is, we need to press enter, don't we? As soon as I press this game will load up. Classic game. Night Law 2008 version for the Atari 800. Now I wanted to just briefly show you this because love the Spectrum Ultimate Play the Game version of this. This is the Atari 800 version from 2008. It's got BBC Micro on there. What's that mean? I don't know, but we'll play. Right, for now, I'm going to have to mute the AY tune. So if you haven't guessed the game yet, well, you're a bit late. I'm going to tell you the game at the end. It is a sequel. And that's a clue. Maybe if I actually start the game. Give you a bigger clue, shall I? This is going to give it away. This is going to give it away. Listening. That's all you need to hear. Right then. Oof. Bit quiet that is, so I need to turn it up a touch. Not by much, but we have turned it up a bit. The pokey chip, isn't it, in the SID? So, right, we've got a blue background, green at the bottom. Fantastic music that's coming out the Atari. Unfortunately, this microphone's not going to do it justice because it is a stereo sound, but this is coming out as a mono recording when you actually get to see this. Bit of information scrolling across the screen there. I'm just reading a little bit of it. Let's press fire. Okay, so it's got a build up of a sound to it, doesn't it? The game does slow down a bit, and if you notice, it's in a light blue shading. Oh, now if you notice, the screen went slightly darker there. Which is representing nighttime, which doesn't happen on any other version but this Atari 800 as far as I know. So I need to get to that potion before he pushes me out. When there's nothing on the screen, how fast he changes is ridiculous. But when there are more than one sprite on the screen, the game significantly slows down. Once again, we've got a fantastic sound in the background, giving it some sort of different atmosphere to what you're normally used to. I think to get to that I have to push the table, don't I? Oh, I'm terrible with this rotation. That's better. If I can nudge him out of the way, that would be helpful. In fact, he could do me a favour because I think he slowly nudges the table forwards. So if I leave him there, he's going to nudge the table forwards and I'll be able to see slightly better what I'm doing. Is he nudging it forwards? Yes, he is. Oh, listen to that. Why does that? Just listen to the music. I'm hoping you can get the full effect of this. Wow. Some real time and effort has gone into the music on here, and you've got to appreciate it. We're still on day one according to that, but we've seen the moon and sun change a number of times. Day 2, yay! It's going to take a while for him to push that table through there, unless it's stuck. It's not stuck. Yeah, it's coming through nicely. Yeah, it's coming through nicely. What I'll do is I'm going to pause it and we're going to just zoom ahead. Well, now we've finally got the table going forward. I can jump on the table and we can use this. There we go, got my second object. I've always preferred to do it that way round because you can see the table more clearly and I can time the jump better. However, it has to be said, it does take a heck of a lot longer than you should need to take. And now, judging by that, I could have pushed it there a lot quicker. Completely forgot about that, to be honest. Been a while since I played it. Aren't they just fantastic sprites and great graphics? Just timeless. This is itself is nostalgia for me. I love this new version. Absolutely brilliant. On a system that I would never have thought of playing it on, the Atari 800. That's a good time to change, right underneath a spiky ball which just happened to drop in the nick of time. Yeah. Well, that was a cheating way of doing it. Lucky I missed them flames, to be honest. Getting down there is a lot easier, believe me, than getting back up. Because you've got to do the collection jump thing at the same time. Collection jump thing, for those people who don't know it, when you do that. Oh. There we go, got them back in order. I like the gap in the middle. Oh, shall we have a challenge and try and do that one? This is going to go horribly wrong for me. I can feel them silky skills returning quite nicely indeed. 3 items, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get over this, surely not. Oh. I've got to do all that over again now. You've got to get right on the edge in order to make that jump. There we go. We'll give it a go. One last try. 1, 2, 3. Oh, just 2 steps. Is that all? Really? Anyway, I think we've seen enough of it. Fantastic. It was always going to be a 10 out of 10. On the Spectrum anyways, because that blew me away when I first saw the first isometric game I ever played was this one. It was brilliant, and they set a precedent, didn't they? They set a standard, didn't they, on the Spectrum and the BBC. But to see this come out in 2008, which wasn't all that long ago, was it, a decade ago? And I've only just discovered it on the 800. To see that you've got actual daytime to nighttime effects where the colour changes, and that absolutely fantastic music has taken it to another level. Runs a trifle bit slow. You know, it's a shame that it doesn't have a bit of a faster speed to it, but generally speaking it's a fantastic game and always will be. Do you agree? if you can get yourself an 800 and you can get yourself a Unicart, I highly recommend giving that a play, just for nostalgia purposes, of course. So we're going to go with a blast from the past, and while this game is loading up I can give you the ratings, which are very good to be fair. Unusual game. Yeah, great loading screen though, I've got to give you that much. Would have been £5.95. Of course it announced it was machine code. Not basic, but machine code was written on there. Roy Carter and Greg Foyles, I believe. I've just died on Batman. Oh, sorry, I gave it away. You give it to me. Now then, what can I say about this game? Well, use of computer was 85%, graphics was given 80%, the playability was 84%, getting started 79%, addictive quality 75%, value for money 78%, its overall rating was 80%. Didn't make a crash smash, strangely enough. We're going to play this game in a moment, and we're going to give it a rating of my own, marks out of 10. No middle percentages there, maybe I'll give the half point occasionally. We won't get into fractions. For that, I have my trusty little joystick, which is now inactive, because I believe you can actually play this with the Kempston joystick, but I'm hoping I can, otherwise I'm going to use keys, and if I'm using keys, which is great, I don't mind, but it's hard to record and play at the same time. For those that want the nostalgia blast of the, the loading sequence of the Spectrum, there you go. That'll keep a few of the purists happy. Put it in the proper aspect ratios as well, so that should keep the purists really happy. I think we're loaded, aren't we? So let's press a key, see if we are. No, we're not loaded yet. Oh, that was a red herring. At first I thought that was Gremlin graphics, and then I read it properly, it wasn't. Gargoyle. Very close to Gremlin graphics, but this was 1984. Was Gremlin graphics a thing then? I believe it was. Love that loading screen now. Simple bit of graphics, but effectively done. I mean, that is one seriously nasty looking beast right there. AD Asteroid. So it's going to be a shoot 'em up, but what type of a shoot 'em up are we looking at? One that's going to be rubbish or one that's going to be pretty good? Well, if he's got an 80% rating, he didn't quite get the crash smash. It does tell you that you can use Kempston, ZX Sinclair and AGF Protec joysticks are available to use. It also mentions in the actual review that the sound is average. Well, they didn't exactly have an AY chip back then, did they? Because I think it was 85, was it? Was 128k come out then? Oh, maybe you're getting this wrong. Anyway, I digress. Let's get on to playing this game. Now the game is actually loaded. There's not a lot I can say about it. Oh, did you see his little tongue? He's a mouth opening out, sorry. You get 3 weird bleeps, press any key. Okay, so you can choose 1 or 2 players. Kempston, we'll go for Kempston, okay. And then it's 8 to start game, so we're going to have a look at the game. Player 1, you are up. Oh, that's good rapid fire. Oh, and I just hit the first planet that is, or meteor, whatever it's meant to be. I love their firing mechanism though. The attack was about to happen. They look like Imperial Star Cruisers, don't they? So, first part of the game is to avoid all the meteors. You can see the bullets quite slow moving, aren't they, the bullets, but I haven't managed... Oh, I missed a bullet there, didn't I? What an amazing explosion. What an amazing explosion. I like the rapid fire thing. I like that. But it don't half shoot across the screen, so you've got to be really sensitive on your key presses. In fact, if you notice, unless they're actually at the very front, You don't hit them, do you? Oh, but the bullets don't have a distancing, so if, yeah, the meteors do have a distancing, but the bullets don't. So if you hit one of them when they're at the front of the screen at the bottom there, you die. My score, 310. Dreadful, let's give it another go. Please let me have another go. Okay, we'll have one more go and then we'll give it a rating. We'll move on. Yeah, I love the rapid fire. That is fantastic. So, wherever they... thought it disappeared. What an explosion that is. That's one of the most colourful explosions I've seen for a game like that. Just about staying alive here. Oh, I'm dead now. I'm dead now. What did I do well that time? Do I have to start from the very start? I'm afraid so. No. Yes. How good is that explosion? How good is that explosion? I've got to die just to watch the explosion. That is amazing. That is like nearly half the screen, isn't it, really? Well, 1/4 of the screen. May have exaggerated there slightly. That explosion is huge. It's great when it gets you in the middle of the screen. Oh, I was darting around all over the place. How fast is this game playing? I found the keys just to hold your finger on the fire button. You haven't got that many meteors to avoid, but I can't seem to get any further than this, so maybe I need the invincibility poke, which I'll have to have a look to see if that's there. For the shoot 'em up, I thought it was very impressive. Shame, you know, it's got okay sound effects for the firing. The graphics are really quite good. Yeah, they scale up quite nicely as well, don't they? So I'm going to give that, well, I'm going to totally agree with Crash and give it 8 out of 10. Have you played this game? Do you actually own the original copy? I'd like to copy that myself. I don't own the original of that one, but I was quite impressed with it. Anyway, let's have a look at one more game before we call this day show an end. So, a few months ago I was the very first person to review this game. Now I've got the complete game, which is available to download from itch. You get 3 games for 1 download, and you also get some great audio descriptions spoken by a Polish man in reasonably good English, to be quite fair, also in that particular file. We're going to have a look at this game again, and hopefully we're going to do it an in-depth review this time round, and a lot better than before. So you will briefly see the loading screen, which will come up now. There we go. Yeah, what a fantastic loading screen, and then we'll get to actually playing the game. The usual options are there, for which I'm going to go for. Obviously I'm going to go for 2. And you're this ball here with an absolutely huge hoof of a boot, so you don't want to be messing with that boot, because fantastic. Now I didn't get quite far on this game last time round, but we're going to review both A, B and C side, which you get to play. Oh, I didn't lose a heart. You can bounce on top of them, by the way, but you know, the guy was the gentleman that did triangle, circle, square. Remember that, with the colourful graphics. This has got some great graphics and a nice little bit of a jumping mechanic. The only thing I do criticise is some of the sprites don't turn round. Like the mouse is always facing in the one direction, where other the sprites do so. But that doesn't take anything away from the playability of the game. As you get so far, the level changes. The AY music is not repetitive, it's fantastically done. And you've got to be quick as well, because that head will come off. If you can avoid these hazards, heart will replenish your energy. There you go, jumping over them. I mean, using the Kempston joystick is quite sensitive. Now you'll need the bullets, so you don't want to be firing them straight away. And they only last so long, don't they, the bullets, so there we go. This next bit can be quite hard. Yeah, I've just took it below there. If you notice the heart, I lost one heart. I'm going to just kick this guy. Oof, kick that like giant sized mouse head. I've navigated that quite well. And then of course we will move to the next section because you can't do anything else. What you got to do now is you've got to kick in response and hit the eye. If you do that a number of times at a certain angle, you can kill like that unusual type of beastie head there. And then you can move on to the next level, which will be... Yeah, I'm glad to get that heart back. You're going to need that. Watch the skating, guys. Watch the skating, guys. Timing is what you really need. Actually, I like the way the parallax scrolling sort of works, where the stalactites on the top are actually moving quicker than the ones at the bottom. Okay, we've got this far, so if we move out the screen, this is where things are going onto a vertical. Oh, I've lost a heart there. You don't want to be losing too many hearts. Yeah, so yeah, they come in a slightly different and random pattern than normal, and I've just died. And of course, you start every section from the start of the section you got to, but not from the start of the game. I like that. Hopefully we'll get to the end of this particular level. We got this far before. Yeah, you've got to be careful because they do try to change directions, but it's not necessarily that difficult. I've lost a heart, but I don't think I've got that much further to go, so it's not going to matter. There we go. And now I think we get a boss fight here. Yeah. Okay. And here we go. This is the boss fight. So kicking these out of the way, eventually, once you've defeated enough of them, he will chuck some ammo out of the way, and you've got to collect the ammo. Oh, I lost a heart, but that's the ammo I want. And once you've done that, oh, died. Get to have another go, see if we can do better this time round. Yeah, we do have to wait for that a little bit. But we're gonna win this boss fight, and of course once you've done that you can move on to your next level. You just have to be careful not to let them, not to boot too late. If you boot too late they're able to. There's one more before. Oh, there we go. Right, because I've run out of bullets and I've only got one heart left, I've got to be really careful here. Oh, come back, bullets. Yeah, I missed my bullets. Doing okay, but not as well as I want to be. I've got to get a couple more blows, haven't I? Oh, I've died at the last minute. Alright then, so we didn't last too well on that game, but let's move on to side B. Brief look at the loading screen. Not bad, not bad. Slightly different outlay, but yet again, it's It's just great graphically, isn't it? We could play you the sections of the audio that the guys recorded, but I'm going to leave that as a treat for you, so you get used to it. This time round, you've just got to survive anything that comes attacking you from one angle at the moment. Different AY tune. Very nicely done AY tune. Oh, I lost the heart then. Yeah, so I need to... You sort of have to meet them, don't you, before you get any further. Yeah, so you're sort of travelling. What are you travelling on? Looks to be a... Aha! So you're going to avoid the rocks. There's like a graphic picture of a guy there. So I like the flickering effect of the sea. That's pretty good. Can you kick these? Yes, indeed you can. Oh, that's good. Got through that first level fairly efficiently. I need to drop down to get him. Oh, that was a bit of a leap of faith there. So I presume I've got to get it up here to go over there. No, I failed there epically. Yep, you start the level at the very start, so you can't progress to any later levels unless you finish the actual level you're on. Ooh, big leap of faith. This looks like a bit of a beast of a leap, and I'm not going to be able to... Yeah, I had to use him to bounce over. I've worked that out quite quickly, which was pretty impressive for me. This looks like a repeat of about the third screen along. Now is that because... oh, that looks like one big crocodile, doesn't it? Oh, that caught me by surprise. Oh. I'm facing the wrong way and I've kicked the wrong way. But, oh, we get to start the boss fight here, do we? Yeah, you haven't got a delay with that kick if you... So it's the same sort of where you've got to destroy the eye a few times. You've got to kill a number of these before you get some ammunition to fire at the eye. Back to kicking now, so I need some more ammo from somewhere. There's the ammo. Oh, good. Did it say to go back to the way I came? Yes, it did. There's some interesting looking sprites in this game, I tell you, and they're really well done. Yeah, well, that was weird a little bit. I'm doing quite well. I'm very impressed actually how well I'm doing. But that's the end of that one. Should we have a brief look at the third game in the... yeah, we will. Right then, we're going to press 1 here. We get the loading screen for the third game. Oh, that's really nice. Slightly different yet again, and we'll have a different AY sound, but this is so far very impressive indeed. I'm definitely going to be using the Chemstone. Okay, so what delights have we got today? Yeah, we can see the usual stomping of the feet, significantly showing him moving across the screen quite well. Don't hear much AY sound in this one just yet, however, I think things are just about to get going. Oh, could be the boss fight. Could be the boss fight. Yeah, okay. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? It looks pretty good. Come on, let's get going. Wow. I'm gonna destroy people's satellite TV. Oh, there's bullets and all sorts to avoid here. That's pretty good. Ah. Now, actually the clouds don't hurt you. I was avoiding the clouds thinking they was kind of dangerous, but apparently they're not. As long as you avoid bullets and things that are flying across the screen, that must be able to get you. It's a case of surviving and shooting as much and as many things as you possibly can. Once again, the AY tune's a different version from the other two sides. Wow, unbelievable. We're on a flying cow. What about a minute? Oh! Oh, I've died! But I haven't got to start that section again. Gotcha. Right. I presume I'm going to fall down there now. We got a boss fight. One down. Two. Oh, I see. I could be kicking these things forever. But what you got to do is kick him in the eyes. It's a bit of a brutal way of doing it. It's a bit brutal. How about that? Fantastic mechanic. Oh, I'm never going to get up there. Never. I just can't. Maybe I should wait. Ah, that was lucky. Oh, you need the platforms there. Okay, I'll have a good kicking. Absolutely amazing. Clever little boss fight. I mean, he doesn't look dangerous, does he, at all? No! I disappeared. They appear. Oh! Darn it! Alright, I think we should indeed draw today's proceedings to a close. Well, what can I say? That game is pretty awesome, and if you download it, you get 3 games for 1 download, which is amazing. Is it as good as Triangle, Circle, Square? It's a completely different game, so let's not judge them together. But it is good graphically, it is good playability wise, and the little speeches you get in between describing each level, the little storyline and the story arc is well worth the game. Honestly, get it now on itch.io, download it, and please contribute towards the coder. He's a really nice guy. I'm hoping he's going to do an interview with me in the future. Of course, he's from Poland, so his English isn't the greatest, but we don't mind that because we're especially from Load ZX, people from Poland have got a real passion and a real different outlook on games for the Spectrum, and that can only be embraced as welcome. Right, as always, big thank you to Richard the Hitman Hollins for doing the graphics at the start, Matthew Lowe for doing the AY tune of the Wipeout for me for the starting titles, Fusion Retro Books, he's an unofficial sponsor of the Retro Robbins show, and thank you to everybody who contributes any particular games towards the Crash cover tape. There is another one on the way, something special from Jeff. He's from the other half of the, shall we say, Spectrum show. You hear him in the background. He sent me a file to put on Crash cover tape. But as always, for me, Wayne, and of course, not so active Emo at the moment, I'm your Emo. depending on when you watch it. Please have a nice wire skiing week or weekend. In the meantime, it's bye from me, Mo, and we'll see you again soon on the Retro Robbins Show.